some stupid laser toy for them. I don't know if you have cats, but they're so cute. Anyways, hi everyone. My name is Georgette Chu, and I am the host of Fight CPS with Miss G, and I have a special guest today, Mr. Dad. Um,
Hey,
and Stacy might join us. I believe she might be off work today, but I think she's going to log on shortly. So I know you have an appointment later, Mr. Dad. I will go ahead and make this as simple as possible.
okay,
I know that you hired us last year, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, and then you fired us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did fire you.
And you guys, I mean, you guys, you, soon after that, well, before that, before you firing us, you hired an attorney or you wanted to hire an attorney. I believe the attorney was in Beverly Hills. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit of the experience that you had when you thought you were doing the right thing.
So yeah, so one of the things that I initiated before I had hired the Davis firm was I had shopped around for attorneys. I tried to get the right attorney, um, for the case, and so I reached out to several attorneys, and one of them was, in particular, was an attorney by the name of Matt Kuhanam that I reached out to. So he had quite a bit to say about the attorney that I actually hired from the Davis firm. His name is Vincent Davis. So after hiring Vincent Davis, we got acquainted, and he went right to work on the case. Um, but subsequently, after a period of time, uh, there became a bit of confusion, maybe on my part. But nevertheless, there um, seemed to be some difficulty in communication. So the attorney Kuhanam had reached out, and he said, and particularly, he said, "I've worked with Vince Davis before. He and I were on a case in Orange County where I represented the mother, he represented the father, and we both ended up winning for our client." Um, However, I do recall him asking information from the county council, um, and it was something rather moot. However, he seemed to be misinformed, and I found that rather odd, given the extensive knowledge that Attorney Davis has. And I just kind of, it took me back, just wondering why, he seemed to take that position with Attorney Davis. I didn't realize at the time that there was bit of a, I would say, competition, if you want to say that. He was taking clients from Attorney Davis, and I didn't know that at the time. So, and he convinced me. He convinced me that if I would, hire him, and if I, had fired Davis, that he would definitely bring my daughter home. It was a promise. So I promise I'll bring your daughter home. And after your daughter comes home, you're gonna thank. He was very emphatic about expressing himself, and he said, "You're gonna thank me that I brought your daughter home for you." So I promise you'll be happy with the results. Your daughter will come home, and after you guys are at Disneyland enjoying your lives, you'll be glad that you hired me. So it was a promise. He sold his services to me. He convinced me that Attorney Davis was not going to bring my daughter home.
Yep. And you, I remember because I was the one handling your case with it alongside Attorney Davis. And you questioned Attorney Davis's abilities. And I kept telling you, Jason, where is this coming from? And you finally told me. You said that I'm considering hiring another attorney. He's in Beverly Hills, and I believe you. What was his name again? I forgot his name.
Matt Kuhanam.
Matt Kohanen. And you thought honestly that he's going to get your child back, your daughter back, and but you were also hesitant. You were like, "Am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to do this?" But I trust
Right.
Attorney Davis, and but this guy is saying this and this guy, and you were so anxious because he knows you're desperate to get your child back, so he's giving you something that you're holding on to. And I think at the
Right,
time you were confused, and you and I talked all hours of the night, like literally you and I would talk a lot.
right.
And you actually had my cell number too, and we
Yeah.
would like text each other and about the case and what have you. um, but I told you, Davis knows what he's doing, and a part of you wanted to stay, and the other part is like, no, I'm gonna go for this guy. Um, when you realized that he was doing what he's doing, what did you contact Attorney Davis? What happened?
So yeah,
Oh,
shortly
wait,
after I had,
wait, yeah, wait. I think I forgot
yeah,
to ask you this. Remember when he used you? I think you texted that attorney and he
right.
texted you back. Okay, let's start with
Yeah,
that one.
so I was a little confused. At the time we were in TPR, so
Right.
um, I was very desperate. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know what to believe.
Hmm.
I had a lot of misinformation. By the way, if any of you parents out there that are watching this now are disillusioned by what your worker's telling you, if you're near the end of your case, if you are in a position or situation where the circumstances have found you in a termination of parental rights, and if you need a good attorney, I would suggest that you do your research, that you really research
Hmm.
well, and that you would consider calling the law offices of Attorney Vincent Davis. Can you give them the phone number, Miss G?
It's on there. I don't even know if they can see it. It's so tiny. It's 888-888-6582. You guys can also call my direct number 626-631-8901, where you can also text me on that number as well.
Right. So you heard it, 888-888-6582, or you can reach Miss G at area code 626-631. Yeah, 8508.
8901. Yeah.
89, sorry. Yeah, 8901. Yeah, so yeah, real quick, I was a little disillusioned. I didn't know who to believe. I didn't know what to trust. But you have to look at a track record, and when you see an attorney that has been doing dependency law for decades,
Hmm.
and he saved many families and brought many children home. You have to really consider your options. There are not a lot of attorneys here in the state of California that practice this kind of law. So, do your research and do it well. And I do believe that if you contact Attorney Davis, he would give you an initial consultation to 15-minute, maybe 20-minute consultation, to hear you out and possibly give you the help that you need. So yeah,
Right.
getting back to this situation. So I reached out to Attorney
What
Davis. I
happened?
hired him,
But
and
what
then
happened?
I got
What
a
happened?
text message from I got a text message, random text message. Matt had asked me, and he said, if you're not happy, you could hire, you could go ahead and, hire another attorney. So, and I felt confident that, this man knew what he was talking about. So, and it's not that, Attorney Davis and I, were in a situation where, he wasn't doing his job. It was more so that I was pulled away in a different direction, disillusioned and believing that, my attorney was not going to fight for me,
Right.
and that he wasn't going to bring my daughter home. Now, I would advise all parents who are watching this right now to do not make any choices alone. Whatever you do, contact Miss G. Okay, she's here to help you out. Please, whatever you do, okay. And this is a father that's talking to you. Okay, do not make any choices alone by yourself. Contact the law offices of Vincent Davis. I and I'm not an attorney, so I can make you a guarantee that he will help you out because he's helped me out. He helped me out tremendously. And now my case is not only turned around, I'm in family reunification services. So that's huge. When you go from a TPR to family reunification, okay, that's a huge amount of progress. because that means that your child will be coming home to you. But you have to do the services. You have to, educate yourself. You also have to test clean and positive if they have you doing testing. You have to show up, okay, and you have to, spend time and bond with your child. This is the most important time in your life right now, most important time in your child's life. So I would highly caution you to be very careful about the choices you make, because they could cause life long consequences for you and your child.
Right. What
So
happened, Matt? If I
Matt,
can,
Matt, can,
yeah.
Matt really sold his service to me by telling me, I promise you that I'm going to bring your daughter home, to you. So to touch on that real briefly, that's what he said, and he convinced me, that Davis was just going to take my money and run.
Yep.
Okay, take my money and run. And after I hire him, he's going to stop, accepting my calls. And by the way, I'll let you know. Um, so attorneys, there's a fee. Okay, there's a fee for an attorney to represent you. Nothing, that we want in this world is free. Okay, and the attorney does a lot of very hard work. It costs money for all of the, the motions he makes, for the time that he invests. Not only traveling expenses, but also the amount of research that he has to do, and also the work that he does with these other county council attorneys and also with social services, and the work that he does to bring your child home. So there's a lot that's involved. Spend your money wisely. Okay. One of the things that the attorney did with me is, he continued to accept my calls. He continued to accept my text messages after I fired him. Now that says a lot about an attorney there. If you fire an attorney, okay, based on a presupposition from another attorney telling you that he's going to guarantee you that he's going to bring your child home and promise you that he's going to communicate with you effectively, if not every day, every few days. He's going to brief you on all of his attorney work product that
Hmm.
he is investing in your case, which this man hasn't done for me. I'm currently in a situation where I haven't spoke with this attorney for nearly 2 months. And the last text message he sent me, he said, "Stop, stop," and then in all caps, "Stop, or I'm going to block you." Like, why would you text me that? And then you're going to tell me that I'm sabotaging my case and that I'm going to be the result of me losing my daughter forever. What am I doing for you to say something like that to me? Like, I really have done nothing. I test clean, I do all my services, I communicate effectively, and I do everything that's asked of me. And quite frankly, when the social worker spoke with me, they said that I am the reason why the case turned around,
Hmm.
back to family reunification. So it wasn't anything that Matt Kuhanam had did for me.
Hmm.
Quite frankly, I did see the work, and I also seen the motions that were drafted up by Attorney Davis and his team there at the Davis firm,
Yep.
and they were very exceptional. I'll tell you, very exceptional. Everything was worded correct to a T, and I would highly advise you to reach out 888 888. The numbers there on the screen.
But Jason, I mean, Dad, I want to ask you a question. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay. So when this happened to you, you texted Attorney Davis, or what happened after you found out that this
you
is
know
all?
something. I'm I'm a doting dad. I don't know how many dads are watching this, but I'm really in love with this little human being that I'm responsible for, that came in this world. Hello,
Right.
Stacy.
Hi.
So my daughter, she completely, absolutely adores me. I mean, this little girl, she just loves her dad more than anything in this world. And so I had this man telling me frequently, over and over and over, that if I was to hire him, that he would bring my daughter home. And it's been 3 months, nearly 4 months. I'm not even in family. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not even in unsupervised visits yet. And he promised, like, hey, I'll get you unsupervised after December. You won't go past January, February without unsupervised.
Mhm.
So I mean, here I am, almost in April, and the guy doesn't even respond to my text messages or emails anymore. So it's been almost 2 months, and this guy got me for like nearly $8,000 cash that I zelled him. By the way, if you have an attorney telling you to zell you money, watch out. This
Well,
guy,
yeah.
this guy Matt Kuhanum, he got me for like a lot of money, and he's not communicating with me now. We're supposed to go to court in 2 days. I'm not sure if he'll be there, but I will. I'll be there for my family.
But wait, but no, but we're don't worry, Davis is gonna back you up on that. But you just have to send me the date of the court hearing, and Davis is going to be there.
Thank you.
So go ahead and send me all that information. You know how to get a hold of me, and
Yeah.
we'll sub in. But I'm gonna have to speak to Davis after the show ends and let him know. Okay? He agreed. He agreed when I asked him. I really had to beg him for it, but he agreed to take your case again. Okay,
Okay.
and he's going to
Thank
kick
you
ass, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
so much.
You're very
I
welcome. And by the way, everyone, I did. I mean, Dad, I did interview him before in my shows, and when I tell you he's a great dad, I'm not making that up. Every one of you guys knows that I was very close to my father, and my dad didn't spoil me with gifts, but he literally spoiled me with literally love and attention, like when it's necessary. And my father was a hands-on dad alongside my mom. And when I saw Jason, the way he was, like the videos that he would have when he would visit his daughter and the things he would give her, like things like that she needs meaning shoes, clothes. He would see his daughter looking all raggedy, like she just came out of a homeless shelter,
Yeah.
and he would go out of his way to make sure she's dressed, she has the right winter coats, she has the right boots for winter. Literally, this guy gave it all he got. I was literally, I told him my dad didn't even buy me half of the stuff that he bought his daughter. And his daughter's attention towards him, meaning her love towards him, was so great that I cried in one of the videos he showed me because I remembered myself with my father. They used to call me his shadow. I wanted to be with my dad 24/7. That's how much I love my father. And that's why I respect a lot of fathers, because I literally see my father in them. But when I see a father who's abusive, of course, I have no respect for him whatsoever. But again, it is amazing to me how attentive his daughter is, and he is to his daughter. His daughter, as soon as she sees him, she's like, she saw the world for the first time. And their bond is so close. Literally, this man does not deserve to be away from his daughter, and his daughter definitely does not deserve to be away from her father. And I'm letting you guys know right now is that yes, we all make mistakes. He thought he was doing the right thing by getting rid of our team, but in reality, Davis himself was handling his case. Literally himself, not an associate. It was Attorney Davis. And I remember him, me and Dad, this dad, this on the screen, not my father, but this dad, um, we butt heads. We actually fought back and forth because I told him, I said, my passion is for you to have your daughter back, because I literally cried to him. I said, you're making a huge mistake. And I told him, Davis knows exactly what he's doing. Don't listen to other attorneys, because I've seen this man in action in court. I've seen him in court. I know what he's capable of. And I think Jason, at the end, I think he was fed up and he really wanted to get his daughter back. And he thought that he was going to get his daughter back that day of the hearing. Am I right or wrong, Jason? I remember you told me I will get my daughter back that day. And I said,
Right.
there's absolutely no way you're going to do that. And then you mentioned that the attorney that you got told you you're gonna get your daughter back.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said, I promise you
yeah.
that I'm gonna bring your daughter home, and after you guys are at Disneyland, and she's home, and I'm gonna bring her home permanently for good. You will thank me, and you will thank me for a very long time. And I guarantee you, uh, nobody else is gonna do this for you. I'll do this for you. Just give me $7,500 and Zell that to my account,
Yep,
and I promise you, I'm gonna bring your daughter home to you.
yep.
That's my that's my guarantee. I promise you that. You got to be very careful when someone talks to you like that.
Yeah.
'Cause not only does it sound a little scammy and a little too promising, however, you want to see their attorney work product, okay, and you also want to ask them to see their reviews. And there's a lot of fickle people in this world. There's a lot of people that are going to say something about you, something about me, something about Stacy, Miss G, right?
All the
Also,
time.
about Attorney Davis, But I'll tell you what they don't tell you is what they've done to ruin their case. Okay, a
You know
lot of
what,
people
Miss?
ruin, right?
Yeah, no. I want that to continue saying that part. A lot of
Yeah.
people ruin their cases, and they blame
Yes,
Attorney Davis. Yes.
yes.
Go ahead,
and
Jason.
they
Go
and
ahead.
and they want to blame somebody who has a degree in Loyola Marymount. I mean, come on, Loyola, gosh, come on, right? Somebody who has a degree in dependency, somebody who's been doing this for 30, almost 40 years. Look, listen, what they don't tell you is how they turned back to their addiction, how they turned the case upside down because now they're fighting, and they just got recent domestic violence charges against the kid's mom, or because
Mhm.
she's with a boyfriend from a gang, and just there's the circle actually repeats itself. And what these people don't say is they've not completed their services. They have not done what they've been asked, and they're not doing what they're told by their attorney. You have to do everything that your attorney says. You got to remember what you're doing has a lifelong consequence, and the person that's going to suffer is your child.
The most. Yeah.
Miss
Yeah.
G, speaking of abusive practices of other attorneys, this is not Mr. Davis, is not Richard Ducote. This is another attorney who said to me, if I don't pay her a $50,000 retainer, that means I don't love my children that much.
You see, you see.
Abusive practices of attorneys. And I still caution people. Miss G, sometimes disagrees with me, but I still caution people because, you know, do everything your attorney says doesn't always apply. When Vincent Davis has your
Right.
case, yes. But these 18B attorneys who also work for the state, they'll throw you under the bus.
Under the bus
All the time.
because they're getting that Title IV funding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all want to maximize Title IV funding.
I
Right.
can't. This is, I swear, once all this is done with, I'm gonna have Mr. Dad to be our host with us, Stacy, because I truly, he's a perfect example of what a good father is, alongside my dad first, of course. He's a perfect example of what a good father is. If you see the videos of him and his daughter interaction, Stacy, you would cry. You would literally raise up money to hire an attorney for this guy.
So I'm sorry,
That's how he is.
I missed the part. Why did you lose custody?
He hasn't yet.
So
He hasn't
yeah,
yet.
I'm not. I'm the non-offending parent.
Well, he's
So my
another.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm the non-offender. So my daughter was
Sure.
was with her mother. Right, my daughter was with her
Yep.
mother. Real briefly, with her mother. She told me at 8 months pregnant because she couldn't get on my lease and she couldn't live in my condo with me, and she refused to work. That she was gonna, work stuff out with her husband. That was, 8 months pregnant. Then she drops the ball on me and tells me she's gonna work stuff out with her husband. That's from a gang and in prison,
Ooh.
about to get out of prison. So he gets out of prison. He goes back to selling meth and heroin, and
Ooh.
carries a gun everywhere. And he just beats on her every other day. She had black eyes. She had busted lips. She had bloody noses. And he beat on her in front of my daughter for like 2 years. And
Mm-hmm.
then the last charge he got was assault on an infant likely to produce death. He grabbed the mom by the neck, threw her against the wall over a table, and the baby and the mom were both injured. So, and then she tells the social worker and the supervisor at CPS, I'm not going to leave him. I love him, and I think he really loves me. So I'm not, I'm going to stick this out, and my daughter deserves to be with him. He's a good man. So very disillusioned. Yes. Very dangerous for a child. Of course, you don't want a child to be around someone that's willing to, put your baby in harm's way. So my daughter was removed from her mother twice. And the second time she was removed, CPS put my daughter in this foster home that she's been getting abused in. So,
Instead of
me,
with you.
instead of with me, right? So me,
Gotcha.
I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't pill, vape, drug, I don't do none of that sort. I work, and I also go to college. So I'm getting my degree. I work, a full time job. I do everything I got to do. I got a home for my daughter. She has her own bedroom. She's been on my lease for 2 years,
They love to
and
carve out that next to kin person.
yeah, and she hasn't had a chance to live with me yet. Every time
Yeah.
my daughter sees me, she cries
Oh,
at the top of her lungs. She cries and screams and begs.
here.
I'm gonna send you these videos, Miss G. I'm gonna send you. They're heartbreaking. Okay. One of the things that they didn't like why they removed my visits for nearly 2 months is because, and I'm gonna caution all of you parents out there. Okay, don't overtly do this, but if you can, be a little candid about it and be very smart about how you do it.
Yeah.
But and you can even get the little small mini recorders where you can put them on your lapel, or you can put them on, like in your shirt. But record everything. You can record government actors. Okay, record all your interactions, because all of the things that they're doing to you that are unlawful can save you and your child later on. Okay.
Yes, but
And
Attorney
Yep.
Davis always says be careful with that because in
you can be
California,
very careful. Yeah, you have to be very careful. Like I said, be very, very careful. Okay,
right,
I would caution
right,
you.
yeah, because you can get in deep trouble with that because you can
You
actually
can.
get jail time. You can
You
get jail
can.
time if
You
you're in
can. Right.
California. In other
If you're in
states, like
California.
Stacey State, one
Right.
party doesn't matter who you record, whatever.
Right.
But if you record somebody who's not a government official, you'll be in
Yeah.
deep. Yeah,
Exactly. That's why I'm saying over in other states, like let's say New York, or other states that that are
Well,
okay with that.
in New York,
But again, if anything, last resort, one of the most important things is document everything.
in,
Okay,
right.
just yeah, get a pen, pencil, document
right,
everything.
in New
You
York
know,
State,
We can't hear you, Stacy girl. Can't hear you. You're stuck. But Jace,
it
Dad,
exonerated me in New York.
we didn't hear anything, honey. We didn't hear anything. You completely went dark, black. I mean, you went silent. You went silent. You went
I'm here,
silent,
Misty.
Stace.
I got to cook dinner for my kids. Did you hear me
Okay, so you're in
before?
the kid. No, you were silent. We didn't hear you before. We didn't hear
so yeah,
anything.
one of the things I'll just butt in
Oh,
real quick is just be very
well, I
smart.
got to put the camera.
Put a strategy together.
No?
Yeah,
Put a
I want Dad actually to finish a lot of what he has to
Yeah,
say because he does have an appointment that he
yeah,
has to
yeah, yeah,
attend.
yeah. In
And then
20 minutes, right?
Stacy and I are going to talk about whatever Stacy needs to share with us about New York.
Great.
Um,
Great. Okay.
I want you to share with everyone when you first contacted Davis, right?
Right.
What did
Right.
Davis say to you? And I know you texted him via text.
Right. And so one of the things that Attorney Davis said with me was to chill out. I mean, a lot of us parents, we do. We need to just take a back seat and let the attorney do his job. You
Right.
know, don't be excessively texting, over texting,
Right.
calling. Don't freak out. I mean, it's kind of hard, to be honest with you, not to freak out, because I freaked out every day. Ms. G can tell you some of the texts and some of the calls were very hard to take, and if there's any parent here that feels the way I do about loving your child and saving and rescuing your child from this nightmare of CPS and foster care. The foster care system is very damaging to our children. So then you can probably respect the fact that I was freaking out, freaking out. Like, every day.
Yeah, but I took your calls
And
too every day.
and she
Remember?
did, Miss
I
G took
oh
my
I
calls every day. Right. She did. She took my calls. Attorney Davis, he still takes my calls. I
mm-hmm.
mean, what kind of attorney is going to still take your calls? What kind of attorney is going to text you at 24 hours? Like, hey, look at I'm freaking out right now. It's midnight. I don't know what to do. Look, this guy's going to wake up out of a sleep to
Mm-hmm.
receive a text message and call me back.
Yeah.
Who does that? Most attorneys will say, hey, I'm asleep at night. This is my working hours. Don't text me or call me after that time. When you have an attorney that's that passionate about children,
Mm-hmm.
listen to me. When you have an attorney that loves children and loves families the way that Mr. Vince Davis does, you have to really think about where you want your hard-earned money to go. Because if you want your money to go to saving your child, and you're just going to throw thousands of dollars away, then you can go hire anybody you want, quite frankly. But you're not going to get your child home. Probably going to lose the case. Now, if you want an attorney that has reputable results, an attorney that he just saved a family the other day, correct, Miss G?
On Friday, we stopped an adoption. Mm-hmm.
Friday. So do you hear that? Anybody right now that's in TPR, listen to me. If you're in TPR, Friday, Davis stopped an adoption. Uh, how many parents, across the state of California and even in other states that are watching this right now are in
Yeah.
a situation where, your child's about to get adopted?
Mm-hmm.
That's forever. Most of these people that want your child, they want a closed adoption. They don't want you to have nothing to do with that child afterwards. And that's nothing short, of a kidnapping. Don't you feel that when you show up to visit your child and your child starts crying after they're, taken out of your arms, that your child's being kidnapped? I feel like that every time that my daughter has to go with these people. I feel like she's getting kidnapped. So,
Yep.
and these people's they don't have the best intentions for your child or for you.
No.
They all want to get that adoption money. Okay.
No.
They all
See
want to get
that
the
exactly. But wait, Dad.
the
I
financial
want to
incentive.
remind you. I want to right they, for the ascendant, but I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget to mention this also about you. I've seen a video with the way his daughter was behaving when she left the foster parent.
Oh, wow.
She literally pushed her hand away from her. I would never forget that video. I literally cried for a whole week. And I remember I got involved harder and harder and harder. And I understood his passion. I understood why he was calling me like every hour of day and night. I get it. His daughter was so terrified from that woman. It's like she had a hold on her in a way where his daughter felt free to leave her arm. And when she was holding her arm back, she forced the child to hold her hand, and the child would kept looking at her dad and crying.
Yes.
Like she was so scared. She had that fear. And I
Yes.
swear, as God is my witness, on every word in the Bible, I'm telling you the God honest truth. She looked so terrified.
Yeah.
She looked so terrified.
Right.
And that's why this man kept calling me, calling me, calling me. I get it. But
Yeah.
again, you guys need to calm down, because at the end of the day, we know what we're doing. But the only
Yeah.
one that screws up their own case is you guys.
Yeah.
You parents are the only ones that screw your own case. And I'm telling you this with all due love, with all love and respect. But I don't know how to sugarcoat. I mean, even this dad will tell you I'm straightforward with him. I would tell him to fuck off if I feel it's necessary. And I told you that.
Yeah.
And I told you I still love you, but you need to fuck off right now. Because
Right.
the way he was handling himself, he was going to lose custody of that baby.
Yeah.
And I'm
And it
being
was
honest.
pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
it was
close.
very close. And I told him I don't care about you. I care about your daughter. And that's with each and every one of you guys. I don't know you from Adam,
Yeah.
but I care about your kids more than you could ever process, because I know kids need their parents more than you need them.
Yeah.
Period. That little girl's face, When she left her dad, I swear I still sent it in my memory box for eternity.
Yeah.
And I swore to myself and my God that I will do everything in my power to help him. And today, I spoke to Attorney Davis my own way, and he decided, he agreed with me, and he will take on his case. Okay? It took a little bit, but you know what? He's going to take on his case.
And real quick, let me remind you all, okay, that I was his attorney. Davis was my attorney, so I paid him. Okay, so it's not like he's, I paid him, but then I fired him shortly after I hired him. Um, so it's kind of a bittersweet. Um, but when you have people like this in dependency law, people who fight for children every day, like Miss G, her co-host Miss Stacy, who,
Yeah.
by the way, single-handedly, Miss Stacy, won her kids back because she fought like hell, and she did the right thing by her kids. Miss G fought like hell after 6 years of not having her kids. How many parents here, are in a situation where you're about to lose your kids?
Yeah.
That's forever. Forever. If you lose your kids because you didn't fight for them, and you're, struggling with addiction, or, relationship problems, and you're putting anything over your child, I
Yep.
guarantee you that child's never going to forgive you for that. And the child is never going to move on, and they're going to be damaged forever because they lost the most important person that they ever loved. And
Yep.
that's you. That's
Yep.
you. That child deserves you. You deserve that child. So yeah, Attorney Davis seen my passion for my daughter. And I thank Miss G right now so much for, speaking on my behalf to Attorney Davis, because, you know, I really hurt that man. And you can hurt your attorney by doing some of the things that I did, saying some of the things I said. But I guarantee you, Matt Kuhanum is not the guy for you. So I highly caution you, if you're calling this guy, or if you're in communication with this guy, he abruptly stopped communicating with me. All communication. Said, if you text me again, I'm gonna block you.
Hmm.
Why would an attorney do something like that? Why would an attorney stop talking to you? And another thing is, he's still holding on to one of my checks from my employer. I accidentally left it there in his office, and it's been there for over 3 months. They never sent my check to me. This is my employer's check that sent, and my employer said, you know what, I'm going to actually put a stop payment on that check. And, so you have to be very careful. Okay. Don't ruin your case, because nobody is going to fight for you. Like, Mr. Davis, this guy's an amazing human being, and, I will tell you this, you can get a consultation. Okay. You can call the number below. All right. And he can give you up to 30 minutes or an hour of his time. Okay, and that's a very expensive amount of time. It is. But you know what? He'll give that to you so that he can help save your family and save your child from being lost forever to strangers. And these are not good people. Believe me, they're not good people. My daughter, like Miss G said, would scream and cry at the top of her lungs, at the top of her lungs. And my daughter would tell me that she's getting abused, multiple types of abuse, some of which I cannot talk about over this phone, multiple types of abuse. And you don't want your child to suffer. Please don't do that to your child. Please don't allow your child to suffer like that. My daughter suffered long enough, and I'm in a situation now where I'm in reunification, but it's because you put the hard work in. You made the effort. And these social workers, not all of them are bad, not all of them are good, but they see a parent fight for their child. And when they see somebody like you or me fight for that child consistently over a period of time, um, things could change for you.
Stop. You
Things
just said,
could change.
you
Yeah.
just said something I do not appreciate.
Yeah.
There are no some good social workers. There are no some good social workers. Maybe to you, maybe you think
Mhm.
that way, but
I
they are
don't think
not
that they're all good. I think that some of them have
to be trusted.
intentions, but I don't think that they're all together good. And I
No,
think that they're all out for profit, to be
they
honest with
are,
you.
but they pretend to be nice. You have to have the good ones and the bad ones, like bad cop, good cop, but they work
Yeah.
together.
Right.
They
So yeah, thank you for change. Yeah, thank you for reiterating that.
yeah,
Actually, yeah, Miss G is right. They do play good cop, bad cop, good social worker, bad social worker, but they're all in on it together at the end of the day. They're all in on this, monopoly of money that they're consuming in, in large amounts. And there's a something called Title IV funding that they're all getting a piece of. And for each child that they get adopted, I believe it's upward towards $20,000 bonus.
hmm,
So it's very huge amount of profit that they're getting. To
right.
keep your kid, to traffic your kid.
Mhm,
Some of these people are sex trafficking our children into homosexual homes or in homes where our children are getting abused, and
right.
not even law enforcement is doing anything about it. So, the only person right now really that you have that can help you, I strongly believe you should do the right thing and call Miss G. I'm just telling you because, the facts don't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Davis, very busy man and a very, very amazing trial attorney. He'll go to court and fight like hell. He'll fight like somebody you've never seen. And he's very stoic, very calm, very collected. And he commands a presence when he walks in a room because all of his uh, all of his cases don't lie to you. He'll tell you the honest truth, what he thinks about your case. And for someone to give you a consultation for free, to give you some of his time, that's that's huge. Not a lot of attorneys are going to do that.
No, consultations are not free. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
yeah,
It's
when
not
when
free.
you have an attorney that's trying to steal you though, and you're already a client and he's trying to take you away, be very careful with that because this attorney has already taken a lot of clients from Mr. Davis, and I was one of them.
But then they come back. That's what
But they
people
do
don't
come back.
understand. They come
That's
back
yeah, that's
more
one of the
desperate,
amazing things right now.
more
Right.
desperate after they exhaust their money. Then they come back. And I'm
Exactly.
like,
Right.
what
Right.
are we? Like, are we like we're like being played like a yo-yo? He didn't take a
Yeah.
lot. He took some, but the
Right.
ones who really believe in getting their children back with us, they do tend to stay. And the ones that just thinking that they can get better and they don't understand how we do work here. We might not do work the way you guys want it to be done, but there's a reason behind it.
I want
We
to make a
cannot
comment
do
real
that.
quick about
Yes, of course.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle said that she can show videos of her son in fear, trying to get close to me and wanting to hold him. I'll tell you something, Danielle. Your child is getting brainwashed.
Yeah.
That you're the abuser, that
Yeah.
you don't love him, that you don't care for him.
That's
Don't
right.
be surprised if your child starts calling you Danielle instead of mom. That's something that they teach your child. She's not mommy. I'm your mommy. I'm the one that feeds you. I take care of you. And the child's young enough to be impressed upon that you're just Danielle. So it starts to create a separation. And then they go to court and they start saying, hey, the kid is happy here at home. They love it here. The kid calls me mom. I'm mom. And the other person is Danielle. So the kid's already doing good. He's acclimated to the house, to the other kids, to the environment, to the school. And social workers go in court and convince these attorneys go in there and lie on behalf of the social services and social workers and get the judges to give your kid away for adoption. So be very careful with that. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yes. It
Okay.
really, really is.
Don't do it.
Hey, Dad, I want you to come back on the show when you have more time. We'll make it
Yeah.
just for you. And then talk a little bit more, share with us a little bit more, and also share your knowledge with us because, again, other parents are going through the same thing. And like right here, Danielle said, "Oh my God, my son has been the same. He has been so scared." Thank you, Miss G. So basically, people don't understand that the reason I mentioned that video is because it's happening to every child. And what you guys need to keep in mind, they're also putting children in sex offenders' home who are related,
Exactly.
who are in contact with the cartels. What you guys don't understand, all the children that's missing, all of the sudden, they're in contact with the cartels. And also another thing I want to mention to you guys is that the social workers, like I had the whistleblower on my show a month ago, and most of you guys watched it. The whistleblower even told, like literally said the same thing I've been telling you guys. They ask the adoptive parents what type of child they want, what color hair of a child they want, what color eyes of a child they want, what how old the child has to be.
Yeah.
They literally ask the foster home that. So they have several foster homes. They have three different foster homes. They have the adoptive home, they have the placement home, and they have the guardianship home.
Yeah.
So please, I'm begging you. The cartels also know that in order for you to have more access to children, you become a foster parent. Please keep
Right.
that in mind. So they design people, innocent people to become foster parents so the cartels can threaten to kill their family if they don't do what they tell them to do. There's a lot involved, you guys. I literally volunteer, and I'm not going to tell you where I volunteer, but I know what is going on more than you think.
Right.
So please, I'm telling you right now, you need to keep your mind focused. Put your emotion, put your ego aside until you get your children back. Stop fucking crying over your children and being emotional
Yeah.
that you can't fucking function, because at
Right.
the end of the day, if you can't take care of you, you can't fucking get your kids back. So please
Exactly.
keep that in mind. I'm a little tough love because I want you guys to get your kids back. Like I said,
Exactly.
I don't care about you individually, but I care about your children. Why? Because through your children, right? Your children came because of you. I get that part. But your kids need you more than you need them.
Yeah.
Okay? So
One of
again,
the
I don't have
right.
compassion towards you guys crying like that to me. Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Because if I implement that, this is going to be your daily life. And you can't live like this because you're in a mission to get your kids back.
You
I
have to hold it together.
can't
Right.
entertain this. I have to give you
Yeah.
tough love. I have to let you know reality, just like I did with dad. Am I right, dad?
Yep. That's true.
One thing.
One of the last things I'll say is go to Google right now, search up 9.32 particular rights. What that says is that the government cannot deprive a child and their parent to be in union together. That is, they cannot take you and your child and separate you both and keep your
Right.
child away from you unless there is imminent physical danger and there's a threat of your child being harmed immediately right now. Like if your child's with you, they're going to catch on fire, or you're going to stab your child, or you're going to hurt your child. They cannot prove that your child is in danger if they're with you. Now, if
No.
you're on drugs, that's a different story. If you're an alcoholic and you got some cases pending for violence, that's a different story. But if you're a good, hardworking parent that loves their child that just ended up in a bad relationship, if you're
Yeah.
a parent that loves their child, that's just doing the right thing, that's young, perhaps, there's a young lady, particularly a young lady, 20-year-old young lady. I won't say names, but she's very confused right now. She doesn't know where to go. Her family wants to help her out. I will tell you to reach out to the Attorney Davis firm and also to Miss G. She will not steer you in the wrong direction. She'll give you tough love. She'll give you tough love, but she will also give you the best advice. So 9.32 particular rights is the 14th Amendment right that you have. Okay, it's a civil right that you have, upheld by Supreme Court. Okay, so this is huge right here. So the government will uphold their own laws. However, but you need somebody to fight for you. So again, reach out to Attorney Davis. Okay, you can schedule your private consultation and your coaching call with uh, Steve CPS Strategy. Attorney Vince Davis at area code 888-888-6582. You can also reach out to Ms. G. Okay, the number is there on the screen. And 9.32 particular rights. Read that in its entirety, okay, and it'll blow your mind. There's also some new law that just passed the bill and legislation. It's on the floor right now, just landed, okay, and it says that for any parent that was denied reunification services, that the courts are now granting a 6-month extension for parents, so that you won't lose your child. So there is hope for you at the end of this, okay? So
Mhm.
stay strong. Just remember this number, 888-888-6582. Reach out to Miss G, okay? Also her co-host Stacy. Beautiful, amazing women.
I
I
love
love these
Stacy
women.
too.
I
I
love
love.
this woman. I love Miss G. I love Miss G. I love her. Oh my gosh, I love her. Mr. Davis, I've been speaking with him frequently. Who are you gonna fire that's gonna stay there for you in your corner?
Mhm.
Nobody. Okay. But Vincent Davis will. Okay. And that's my guarantee. That's coming from dad. Okay, I love my daughter. I'll do anything for my daughter. I'm sure you'll do anything for your son, anything for your daughter. Okay, you
Thank
guys
you.
deserve it. You guys can
Thank
do
you.
it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I trust that you're going to make the right decision. You guys take care. May God bless you. Love you all.
Love you
Love you,
too.
Misty.
Talk to you soon.
I'll
Love
talk
you.
to you soon.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
God, I love that guy. No, for real. Seriously, guys, he's a great dad. I swear, I'm not joking. This He's a great father. But I want to tell you, Stacy, what I heard today. So I got a
What'd you hear
call
today,
from
Miss G?
four mothers. One of the mom recorded a conversation she had with the social worker. The social worker, so the mom is, I'm sorry, I should say the paternal grandmother and a maternal grandmother. So two of them, and they are against the CPS. The child was removed from the biological mother because her boyfriend would beat her and, blah blah blah. But the child was given to her, taken from her, given to her, taken from her. But they're blaming the father that he failed to protect when he doesn't live with her. He didn't know what was going on. She didn't want him to see his child. So, anyways, the social worker told the paternal grandmother and the maternal grandmother both that just because she does drugs, it doesn't mean she's a bad parent. I'm sorry, I heard this. And I'm like, and then I spoke to somebody else, and then they told me the same thing. So I'm like, so the social workers are listening to what I'm saying because that's what I keep saying. Think about it. I keep telling everyone that they should not take your children just because you're on drugs. They're supposed to help you. They're supposed to use that funding to help the parent, right? But they were not doing that. So again, keep that in mind. The social workers are using words. I call it salad words because a sociopath narcissist would do that. Salad word. Use salad word. Okay. Salad talk. I don't know if you guys know what salad talk is, Stacy. You know what salad talk is. So that's what they're doing. They're actually saying that to you guys, but don't think that they're gonna get the children back to you because these two grandmothers, they haven't gotten the children back. And guess what? They're forcing their her son to file to give up his rights. They're forcing the father to give up his rights. Go ahead, Stacy. Say whatever you wanted to say before.
Couple of things, Miss G.
Woo!
Just for myself personally, to go back on some things we talked about. For myself personally, in New York State, we are allowed to record, and I did in the hallways of a courthouse, and thank God I did because court officers made false allegations about me, and the only way I could prove my innocence was my own recording. So that is what is exonerating me from their false allegations. Second, as you know, I'm a physician assistant and I work in emergency rooms. And I think this is a really important message people really need to listen to, talk about, and spread the word. I'm not going to say where I work. Um, but this past weekend, 3 people were brought in from a basement and they were each next to dead. Like one guy was blue from his chest up. Another guy, my patient, his fingertips and his feet were blue. And there was a third individual and they had overdosed. And and if anyone knows what this means, but they needed high doses of Narcan to reverse the narcotic effect. So they're thinking these individuals got into carfentanil without knowing. Carfentanil is 1,000 times more potent than fentanyl. Think about that. And all the scare about fentanyl. Now imagine something 1,000 times more potent, and they didn't know that they were using it. That it was in their weed or their cut their cocaine or whatever it was. We don't know. And they're all they each had to go to the intensive care unit in multi-organ failure. We almost had 3 deaths at one time from drug overdoses. These people were not aware this was in their marijuana. So those 3 came and they left. Shortly after, another person in their 20s suddenly can't use his arm anymore. It's dead. His arm is dead. Can't use it. On cocaine. And I think what happened to him, we don't know for sure, for sure because we shipped him out. He was also having a heart attack in his 20s, but that's what cocaine does to you. It elevates your heart rate and it can give you spastic angina, which is a heart attack. And I think when he had the elevated heart rate from his cocaine and gave him maybe a spinal infarct, which, if that's the case, it'll be permanent. So I know a lot of people are on here watching the show because maybe they did drugs in their past and then they had their kids taken away and then they want to get their kids back. Um, m- More reasons to not use drugs and get help and get yourself clean. Now is not the day and time. It's not make love, peace, and love and peace and no war. And
It's
go
not the
to
70s anymore, right? The 70s, that's when they did that, right?
it's not go to Woods.
No.
Yeah, not going to Woodstock anymore. Now this is deadly. It's deadly, and you'll lose your kids if you don't lose your kids, you'll lose your life. You lose your arm. You'll be impaired, disabled. It's so dangerous. Get yourself clean. Lost their kids because of drug use. Help them get clean because not even just about the kids,
You
about
reception is so bad. I wish I want to hear all
survival.
that, but you're cutting in and out. Stacy, you're cutting in and out. Like we can't hear everything you're
I knew
saying.
there
It's
was something
cutting.
important
Yeah,
I
it's
wanted to
lagging, baby. It's
talk
lagging.
about.
I've never seen that before. Yeah, this is like perfect what you're saying, but we can't hear you. We hear bits and pieces
Yeah,
of
my
what.
internet's really bad at my house. Yeah, yeah.
But okay, well, I want them to hear
All
all of
right.
this.
Next time you're on the show, I'm going to talk about this again with you,
Okay, well, we're gonna
James.
have a show with attorney Matthew. So that show is coming up. I don't remember when, but I believe attorney
Yeah,
Matthew is on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's my. I know, but I think it's my internet because it's
It is your
been
internet, honey.
slow
It's
the
your
past couple of
internet.
days.
It's your intro. No, no, it's your internet, baby girl. Yeah, it's your internet.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
but that's okay. At least we saw your beautiful face.
Sounds
You look
good.
like you lost a lot of weight, Stacy. You look good. All right, everyone. So I have an attorney that's going to join me. I believe is on Thursday's show at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. His name is Matthew. You guys can always text me and ask me for the link if you can't find the link. My cell number, which I'm sorry, my work text number is 626-631-8901. You can text me anytime. And but make sure that if I've never spoken to you before or if I have and I lost your number or contact, please text me your full name. I need to know who is calling me or who is texting me. Um, Again, it's 626-631-8901. If you guys need to speak with me, also text me at the same number. Okay. Um, I hope to see you guys on Thursday and be able to ask Attorney Matthew any questions you might have, or you can ask me the questions. You can text it to me and ask me to ask Attorney Matthew. So let's do it this way. If you guys have any questions pertaining to CPS matter, if you want any answers, please text it to me. Text me the question. Okay, it's on April. Sorry, I apologize. Grace told me that it's on April 4th. April 4th is when I'm going to be uh, with Attorney Matthew on my show at 1:30 p.m. April 4th. Okay. Thank you, Grace. So again, if you guys want to ask him questions, always text me the question. Just say, can you ask the Attorney Matthew on the show? You know, I don't know, give me 5 questions if you guys have 5 questions each. Okay. And I will address them with Attorney Matthew on April 4th. Again, correction, I apologize. Sometimes, my brain is overworked. Again, the Matthew show with me with Miss G is going to be on April 4th at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. I'm going to get as many attorneys as possible, preferably from each state, and see if you guys have any more questions for them pertaining to your state and your case. And I'm going to do the best I can to help you guys find some attorneys, some help in other states as well. Okay. God bless you guys. I love you guys with all my heart. I really, truly do. But let's put our heads together. Put your away your ego. Put aside your ego. I mean, put aside your anger towards CPS and just tough it up. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. You have to be stronger than this. Do not disrespect them. Do not shout at them. Do not threaten them. I'm asking you to toughen up. Okay? There's a time and a place to cry things out, but not with your attorney, not with the social worker. They don't care about they don't have no compassion. They have no empathy. You know, you have to guys have to understand a sociopath or a narcissist will use your kindness. They will use your vulnerability. If you have money, they'll use that too. So don't respond to them. Don't answer them. Don't let them know your ins and outs of your life. Right? You need to lawyer up. And that's basically what you need to do, lawyer up. Okay? But make sure that you find a CPS defense attorney and do your due diligence to really try to communicate and find out uh, a lot about your case before you make that call. Because the attorney will ask you, I mean, at least Attorney Davis will ask you when the case opened, how many kids are involved, how old are the children, when were the children removed, what was the reason for removal, right? What courthouse is this in? When is your next hearing, and what type of hearing is it? So these are the really, even I ask you guys this when you call me. I need to know all this. I don't need to know the story. A lot of you guys call me and I'm like, dude, like I want you to listen to me. I have questions. Like, answer my damn questions, right? Then we can get into the damn story. But you guys just like right away, story, story, story. But the story's not going to help you, right? You need to lend an attorney so that attorney can help you. That's the bottom line. I'm telling you guys how it is. I don't know how to sugarcoat anything. Because what is sugarcoating going to do? It's not going to help anyone, right? Just answer the questions. Listen to the attorney's questions. Answer the questions. When Attorney Davis asks a question, he doesn't want a story. Just tell him the answer, for God's sakes, so he can move on to the next question. So you guys pay for a consultation, but you're talking about a story. When in reality, he's asking you a question, answer the question. If he asks you how many children are involved, don't tell him, well, I have 5 children, Attorney Davis, and the father beats them and the father doesn't blah, blah, blah. And then you go on to a whole new ballgame of answers that he never asked you. So that's what goes on most likely with the social workers. Do not just talk to them. Do not just give them more information that wasn't even asked for. Again, make your consultation worthwhile. If you guys hire us, for example, and you paid for, oh, for God's sakes, and you paid for a consultation, for example, write the questions that you need to ask Attorney Davis. Hey, please don't call me. I'll call you when I'm ready. And you have questions to ask Attorney Davis, right? Write them down. Write them down so that way you have it organized. Then when you speak to Attorney Davis, then you ask him the question that you have. But let him, if he has a question to ask you, which I'm sure he does, give him a chance and listen to his question so you can answer it. And answer it yes or no. Or if he asks you how many kids you have, 2 kids, 11 and 9 years old, then he will ask you, okay, so which courthouse was this in? You know, when were the kids removed? All that. Give him the day, I mean, the month and the year if you don't have the day. Give him the month and the year. Do not say, oh, 6 years ago, Mr. No, give him the year. And you guys need to know when your children were removed. For God's sakes, that should be like literally written down somewhere. You guys should have the day, the month, and the year when the children were removed. That should be implanted in your head. But do not say, I guess it was this year. No, it doesn't help you. Guessing doesn't help you. See, this is the thing. You guys need to learn to literally toughen it up and learn how to communicate. Because the way you're communicating over your case is either going to land you an attorney or it's going to make them so confused, the attorney is going to say, no, I'm not going to take your case. Do not email a whole long 12-page letter either. 12-page letter. There's no need for that. There's absolutely no need for none of this. Like Maria said, the date is implanted in her head. Yeah, I believe you. So make sure you have your stories together correctly. All the timeline and all this, that's between you and Attorney Davis when he asks you for it. But we just need to know exactly a little bit of synopsis about your case when I talk to you, and when the case started, when the case, what was the reason, what was the allegation, what was this, what was that. And please do not tell me that the allegations are not true. Well, I already know they're not true. If you guys watch any of my shows, I don't trust anything the social workers write down. You don't even have to justify yourself with me. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. I want you to get your kids back. I don't give a shit about what they said about you. It doesn't define you. You're a good parent. Don't let them make you think that you're a bad person and you did all this to your children. That is not true. Unless you burn your children, unless you tie your children up with no food, unless you beat your children to near death, then yes, you're a fucked up parent. And that's when the children should be removed. But if you're not none of those, you're a great parent. So don't ever, ever let what they say about you even hinder any thought of you. And for the family members out there, shame on you if you believe the social workers. Then you're just as to blame as the social workers. And let me tell you something. They want your children so badly, they will separate you from your mother, your father. They're going to separate you from your sister, your brother, your uncle, anyone that can take their story as facts. Do not listen to the social workers. Do not give them ear. Do not defend your children with them. Do not speak to them. Period. In the beginning of the case, you better have placement of 25 people or more list, meaning the name, the relationship to the children, their address, and their phone number. Anywhere in the world. Attorney Davis literally says anywhere in the world. Where's his book? Here it is. Anywhere in the world. This is his book, dude. Okay? Or dudettes. This is his book. I showed you guys this before. I literally highlight everything. I read this book almost every day. Okay? You guys need to understand every word that comes out of my mouth is literally coming from Davis's mouth. Okay? I'm talking about when it comes to the 25 or more family names, the relationship to your children. That should be given to the attorney that's assigned to you day one. Anywhere in the world. If the social worker tells you that if your, I don't know, grandmother, if your mother lives in another state or another country, they cannot tell you that. They cannot tell you they cannot put placement there. They cannot tell you that. I'm telling you right now, the only reason they don't want the children to move to other states or other counties is because they will lose that funding. The social workers would lose that funding. That county would lose that funding, and then it will go to the other county. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is make sure you don't just take their word for it and think it's gold. It's, whatever they say is going to go. No, there is law set in place. Attorney Davis knows the law. He knows the law very well. So if he tells you to do something and you say, well, Attorney Davis, are you sure about that? Then don't fucking hire us. If you're going to ask Attorney Davis, are you sure about that, Mr. Davis? You guys don't understand how we work. We don't give a fuck about the social workers. We don't care what they think about you. We get in, we have to review your case. Just like you go to a doctor's office and the doctor says, you tell the doctor, I have a cough, I have a chest, I get coughing, I can't breathe, blah, blah, blah. The doctor's not going to just give you a prescription. He's going to say, well, we have to do a complete blood work, which I hate so much because I have to have two nurses hold me for a blood draw. Okay. Because that's how I faint and I hate it. I hate it so much. So I went to my doctor and actually, this is a true story. I told my doctor that I have a cough, I can't breathe after COVID and it doesn't want to go away. And she said, well, we have to do blood work. I said, look, it's from COVID. So just give me some kind of inhaler or something, right? She said, no, I'm not going to just give you medication and I don't know what's going on. So she's like, you have to do blood work, right? So, of course, I was forced to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm getting through to you guys. You guys cannot hire us and ask Attorney Davis if he knows what he's doing. For the love of God. It's just like the guest that was here on the show earlier, he did the same thing. He asked Attorney, I don't think you know what you're doing. I don't think you're doing anything. I don't think this, I don't think that. Then he hired another attorney in Beverly Hills and he just took his money and did nothing for him. So again, then you guys come to us and then you realize that, oh my God, Attorney Davis knew what he was doing all along. Don't let the devil play with your head. The devil will always make you doubt. The devil will always remove you from what God has for you. You know how the devil removes you? What God has plans for you, the devil takes it away from you. You know why? Because you're giving ears to the devil. You're giving ears to the enemy to make you doubt what God placed in front of you. And then your own confusion and your own behavior is what makes you lose your case to begin with. There are strategies in Attorney Davis's head that you guys do not understand. I've been to court with him. I've driven him to court. I understand how he operates a little bit more than you guys think you know. There is a day and time to attack the enemy. But don't make it, don't fucking ruin it by your actions, because that attack, there's a certain time for what needs to be done, but it's not according to your time. Davis knows when the attack needs to come. He knows when to cross-examine. He knows who to cross-examine. He knows what to do. For God's sakes. So if you guys hire us and you have questions, text me. Ask me. Then I will ask Attorney Davis. Don't just bombard your attorney with a million calls thinking your attorney's not doing anything. If your attorney says do not talk to the social workers, if you hire us for a CPS investigation case and the attorney says do not speak to the social workers, why in the name of God are you asking me what to do when the social worker contacts you? The attorney literally told you under no circumstances you will speak to the social workers without me. If they need you, they have to go through Davis, through their attorney. Their attorney has to go through Davis and tell Davis that, hey, we need to speak to your client, social worker, CFT meeting, what have you the case may be. Then we set up an appointment where Attorney Davis is on the phone or present or during Zoom, whatever. And the other attorney, the CPS attorney, will also be present. So what you don't understand is that social workers want you to go behind your attorney's back to speak to you because they want to set you up to fail because now they know Attorney Davis is in the picture. For God's sakes, wise up, grow the fuck up. Because every mistake you make when you hire us, it will hurt your case. If you want to vent out, shit, I vent out with you guys as well. So you guys fucking call me or text me rather Don't call me. Just text me because most of the time I'm on the phone. And say, Miss G, can you talk to me after work? I need your advice, or I need to vent out. I need you to pray with me. Then text me that. Just say, Miss G, can you call me after work? Yes, I would. I always do. I always do. We pray together. You can cry to me, whatever. But do not feel so anxious that you go to the social worker and say, you know what? The social worker could also tell you this. That's what you don't understand. So the social worker would say things like, just talk to me. Don't worry. I'm going to make sure you have your child back. Don't worry. But my Attorney Davis said, no, not to talk to you, but don't worry about him. That's what you don't understand. I'm going to get you your child back if you just do this. Attorney Davis is bad. Don't listen to him. He never shows up to court. He takes your money, doesn't do anything. All of that shit is said on him, about him. I want you guys to wise up. I love you. I really do. But I love your kids more than you. Your kids need you. They need you. You don't need them as much as they need you. So put your ego aside, like I said, put your anger aside, put all of that shit aside. If you want to punch a pillow later on, do it. It's away from everyone. Because the social worker wants you to react. They want you to fucking look like you're a lunatic. They want you to make everybody think you're crazy. Well, how do you think they're going to alienate you, right? If they don't make everybody think you're crazy by pushing your buttons using their children. A narcissist does that all the time. Think about a narcissist that we watch on TV with movies and we do read about in books. Some we dated, some we married. What are they going to do? When they have a new supply, what do? They literally say a lot of shit about you to the new supply. So that way the new supply hates you since she doesn't even know you. That's why they do that. They follow them on Facebook. They do this, they do that. They know more about their new supply. They use them. Same thing. Everything you hear and read about these demonic individuals is true. CPS do not hire sane people. CPS, any CPS office, does not hire competent, sane people. Sane people. They hire narcissistic, sociopath individuals because only those have no remorse when they inflict pain on you. Okay? So, again, be mindful. And when I do give you tough love, I want you guys to know, I just want you guys to understand more clearly. My tough love is to get you ready. Because if you're not ready, you're going to lose your case. And I'm giving you tough love because I don't have time to sit there and listen to you guys cry when the first initial call. I want to help you. I want to know a little bit about the case, but only answer my questions. Then if you want to cry to me, if you want to vent out to me, it will be after work. Because there's a lot of people I have to call as well, you guys, in your shoes. So be mindful that I also have to do that. So again, you want to cry, vent out, pray, call me, text me, and we can set up a date and time. After work, not doing work. I can't emphasize that enough to you guys. Please. Daniel, amen too, baby. Maria said, me too, Miss G. Daniel said, thank you for saying that, Miss G, about the family members listening to them. I wish you can share that to your family members. Guys, I'm telling you, family, oh God. Yeah, they screw everything up. They screw everything up. Maria said, hang up on their ass. That's right, baby girl. I spoke up in court and my child returned home. All the while, my attorney would not speak up, and my daughter's foster mom told me to shut up my voice for her back. What? Kristen, not everybody can speak in court. So I don't know how people actually say that they spoke in court and got their kids back, returned home. I don't know about that. I need to know a little bit more about what you're saying because the judges will always shut the parents up. They can't open their mouth, period. Okay? So, again, get a hold of me via text by 626-631-8901. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you guys on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys want to be a guest, contact Grace at Gmail. My God. Grace, the name Grace, at vincentwdavis.com. And she can send you a link to the show and she can add you on the show if you want to share your story with us. Okay? God bless you guys. We'll talk soon.